Hey guys, it's the Gemmy Fan here on Gemmy Master Animatronics, and today we'll be doing a, I guess you could say a small repair video on something fairly simple and pretty common nowadays. This is the Gemmy animated Movin Monkey made in around 2006 to 2007. I forgot the actual name of this one, but it sings, you know, the Beetles Birthday and stuff like that. It's one of the more common variants out of the series that they made. I actually got this with Donovan at a Goodwill for around, I'd say $1.50, maybe $2 at the most. And it has some pretty basic problems. This one turns from side to side and everything, and it has a split gear in that. His arms do work, so I don't have to worry about that. And I also got another Movin Monkey, which is Mo, that sings Dizzy from the same year, but he actually has the box. It did not come with the box, but still, it's just kind of coincidental that I found two different monkeys at two different thrift stores in this area. So that was pretty cool. And just for the heck of it, and for the lack of the repair videos that haven't been making, that I've wanted to make it in quite some time, I guess I'll start with this simple Movin Monkey. Now, this is something you'll have to watch out for with these. These have a, I call this a turntable mechanism, because it basically is just a cylinder piece that screws on the back. Which luckily it still has this, because some of them don't. The thing is, sometimes when some people replace the batteries, they take the screw out, which takes this wheel off, and then they never put it back on. They replace the batteries, but mostly it's just little kids that misplace it. But luckily this still has a turntable mechanism, and not only that, but these are also notorious for splitting, or actually stripping in this, because it comes with this like a octagon piece. It's not really a square shaft. I don't think it's a square shaft that goes through this the cylinder piece, and sometimes it rounds out in the hole. It'll never spin again after that, unless you get a new piece, which obviously it can't be fabricated or anything. I mean, it could, but it can't. You get what I'm saying? So you'll just have to get another one for parts. Blah blah blah. You know the rest of the story. I'm not a huge fan of the Movin Monkeys. The only reason I found one was obviously because it was at a thrift store. But luckily this one is still all intact. It just needs a new gear. I would imagine maybe a 9-tooth, 8-tooth in the mechanism. But the ones that are basically notorious for stripping or splitting the most are the bigger ones, like the turtle, the Santa, the snowman. Sometimes you'll get them fully working, which is great. But most of the time you'll get them with split gears, of course. Along with everything else that's made by Gemmy that's a decade or older. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll show you a quick demo of what it currently does. You get the full story. And basically just sits there, so all it needs is a 9-tooth gear. So I guess I'll get back to you when I open up the base officially, which I would imagine has a zip tie on the bottom. So I gotta cut all that and get inside of it. So see you in the next part. Alrighty, so after taking the zip tie off, I noticed that it's very crammed in there. These things are pretty well known for that, especially these tiny animatronics with a fair amount of animation added to them. Now this is a 2006 model, so it's definitely pretty interesting. It's got like a half hamster mechanism up top, which is a traditional side-to-side lever, mechanism. And then on the back, underneath is where the actual turntable mechanism is. And guys, this doesn't have a specific name, turntable mechanism. It's just something I came up with, like I said earlier. So call it whatever you want, but that's what I've gotten used to it being. So I assume what we're going to have to do is just take this top part off first, and then we'll have to disassemble the bottom part, replace that 9-tooth or 8-tooth gear, whichever one it may be, and go from there. And keep in mind, this is actually my first time repairing an actual Movin Monkey. Of course I've repaired a lot of mini things like this before, but this is the first time repairing an actual original Movin Monkey. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, honestly, it's very, very easy to remove the cloth. It's basically just, it sits there. Once you cut that zip tie, it basically all it needs is just to slide off, which is next to nothing as far as how hard it is. Yeah, I guess we'll get back to you in the next part when we add this part off. Alrighty, guys, as you can see, we got inside the mechanism here. I took the top portion off and got inside of this mechanism. I really can't say I've seen one like this before It actually has 2 square shafts. Actually, no, 1 square shaft and 1 other type of gear. And oh yeah, Jordan's on the call. But yeah, as you can see, of course, the 9-tooth gear is split. I'm sure you haven't seen this before. But yeah, it's just actually a standard. Actually, that's a 9-tooth. Never mind. So once I get that replaced, I'm pretty sure it'll be good to go. And I just wanted to show you a little inside look of what the spinning mechanism looks like. I don't know if this goes for all of the spinning type ones. I don't know if they all have the same exact mechanism, but if so, that's pretty interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So let's get the new gear in there and see how it works. Alrighty guys, you can see we got the new gear in there and all the things reassembled, and I'll show you. I won't show you it spinning because of the try-me button wires. I don't want that to get tangled, but I will show you progress. You can see it is moving. And yeah, there you have it. So let's get it all reassembled again, and well, then we'll get to reviewing it. Hey guys, this is the Gemmy Fan here on Gemmy Master Animatronics, and what we have here today to show you is something that you really wouldn't usually see in my collection, just because one, I don't really go after these very much unless I see them at a thrift store, which is the exact reason that I got this guy. This is part of from a series called the Movin Monkeys. This was named as Mogambo, I believe. Yeah, Mogambo is the name of this guy. He sings the Beetles Birthday. I got this at Goodwill the same day that I got another Movin Monkey, which is Mo, that sings Dizzy, and I really like the other one that sings Dizzy. This one I'm not too crazy about, but I like it. And the only issue with this guy is that I had a split gear in the turning movement, so I went there and fixed that. I call it a turntable mechanism because that's what it basically is. And I also have a couple clips prior to this one that you already saw of this thing in activation before I started, you know, fixing it up, and during fixing it up. So this basically comes to the end of the restoration video. I almost forgot I made a restoration video because that was almost 3 months ago that the previous videos of this thing actually took place. But now that it's all fixed up, I'm happy to show you. But that's really all I have to say about this. So yeah, this is Mogambo. I believe this series was sold in around 2006. So that's really all I know about this guy. But yeah, here we go. We'll play it one last time. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this restoration video over the Gemmy animated Movin Monkeys Mogambo that sings the Beetles Birthday. Thanks for watching.